Hello everyone, good evening.
Hi, Nirsha. Good evening.
Hey Narusha, I sent a message to you just now. I was wondering if you saw it.
Oh, yes, Alan.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Gaurav. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Nista, everyone. Yeah, I'll start this session in 5 minutes, okay, guys? Okay, everyone. Can we start this session now? Hi, can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
All right, then let's start.
Yes.
So let's first practice some JavaScript problems. I have attached some of those in Bootcamp portal already. Anybody tried to solve those questions from there and got the solution already? Okay, let me go there. Okay, I think I'm not sharing my screen, right? Yeah, you all have access to here, right?
Yes.
I just forgot my password. Let me see.
Did you post this yesterday, Gaurav, or did you just post it today?
What was that?
Oh, I said, did you post it yesterday or did you post it today?
No. I posted it a few days ago.
Okay.
I posted it on the weekend, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, is really need to send this password on my team first. Okay, just a second. Today I logged in from another user, that's why here nothing is saved. So I need to log in once again. Yeah, these are the three questions. And here is the first one, which is actually calculating maximum number of consecutive ones. This is a problem to just add maximum number of consecutive ones and return it. You need to make one function which will add. Here we have maximum number of ones 3 times, right? In a sequence, recurring number of one in a sequence. This is the first problem. And second one is okay, we have an array, and what we need to do is square it first and return the square of each member and sort it in non-descending order. Non-descending means ascending, right? So yeah, this is the another problem. Here is the input, and you need to actually return this output from, you need to make one function and you need to return this output from there. Another one is you have a fixed length integer array. So you have one array here, and you need to duplicate occurrence of 0, shifting the remaining elements to the right. Means here is your array, right? What you need to do is, we have 0 here, and when you are seeing 0, you need to add 1 0 after this 0, and you need to shift other elements to the right, right? Because you need to add this one here, this 0 here. Here we also have 1 0, you need to add 0 0 here. And at the end, there is no location, that's why at the end here is a 0. So 1 2 3 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And at the end there is 0, and we need to ignore it because we have shifted our elements to the right and it is not there. So yeah, instead let's try to do this 2 in this session, and maybe you can send me your code if you have already done. You can actually create a pull request. Yeah, what you need to do is, if you have your code here in the VS Code, you need to first go in your branch, right? Write some code there, code here, and push it to the GitHub. And when you push it to GitHub, you need to go to GitHub. Oh, sorry. You need to go to GitHub in that repository and just go to your branch name. Here is my branch name. Just go to your one branch name, and there you will see 5 commits ahead and 2 commits behind. What does it mean? Actually, here is a main branch. This is the main branch actually, and this is the main branch, means everything will come here finally. And in the main branch, I have 41 commits. So it means in your branch, in my branch as well, I don't have those recent 2 commits from that main branch, and I have 5 more commits from that main branch. So I'm 5 commits ahead and 2 commits behind. Right? You can click on this commit message here, and yeah, what you can do is you can create a pull request here. Okay, and it is now going from your branch, this is my branch, to the main branch. Creating a pull request means you will send your code from your branch to the main branch. All right. In the real world situation, you will have multiple branches here, which is one of the branch will be main branch. Yeah, I'm talking about the topmost branch. Okay, topmost means one of them will be the main branch, other one will be something like staging branch, other one will be like production branch. So you will first send your code to the main branch, and your other developer, if you don't have the access, other developer in your team will actually accept your code and merge it to the main branch and send to the staging branch. Staging branch means it is like a test website. Okay, he will send to the test website, test branch. Okay, and then finally QA, a quality engineer, will test your code, and if everything is fine, he will send that code from staging to the production branch. Okay, currently I don't have those 2 other, like staging and the production branch. Currently I only have the main branch. I'm sending this code to the main branch here by creating a pull request. I can create a pull request here. Creating pull request means sending your code to the main branch. Okay, you will create a pull request, and that pull request information will come here. And you see I have 2 pull requests here. So one is sent from Subhas, right? Did you create a pull request yesterday? And day before yesterday, I think. Subhas, are you here? Okay, no worries. And other one is the pull request I created just right now. So I can click here, and now I can see what is the change I did, and I can now merge this pull request to the main branch. So just see the main branch here. Here is the main branch. I only have 41 commits here. Now I'm going to merge it, merge to main branch. Now let me refresh it and let's see how many commits are there. I have 47 commits because this branch is behind by 5 commits, right? My one branch is ahead by 5 commits. That's why 5 commits are added here, and I can now see other commits from my one branch here as well. Okay. Yeah. This is called pull request.
Hey Gaurav, yesterday you were saying that you're gonna show us how to create the branch and stuff.
Yeah. You can create a branch. It's really easy. Go to VS Code and here you need to write a command to create a branch. There are 2 available commands. I suggest you writing this one. Just write git switch. Okay, the switch means you are switching to the different branch. So if you write -c, this will create a branch if you don't have the branch already. So just write -c and the name of your branch. I am writing test here. Okay, git switch -c test. And if I hit enter now, can you see I have test here instead of previously I have my name here, my one branch. Currently I'm into the test branch. A test branch is created now. You can see how many branches you created already by just writing git branch. And I have created 3 branches already. So currently I am in the test branch here. So in the test branch, I can do something, right? I can just write like is country used here? No used. Let me and used. This is also not used. So let me remove this line of code. This is not used, right? I'm going to remove this line of code from here and this line of code from here as well. Let me save it. I fixed something from here, and now I'm going to create a pull request. Create a pull request means first I will send this code to this branch, to my branch. So let me on the right side open GitHub. Here I don't have the test branch. If you search for the test branch, it is not available here because it is only available in my VS Code locally currently. So what I can do is send it here. First, I need to commit my changes, right? To commit my changes, what do I need to do? I need to write git. So what is the file I changed? That is app.js. I can write git add. So currently I'm inside this project. That's fine. So you can write git add dot. I'm always writing git add dot, but you can also write the exact file name that you want to stage. Or you can go here in the source control, right click here and stage changes. This is the same thing. Okay, you are writing this command here, or you can right click here and click on stage changes, or you can just specify the file name here as well. Any of them will work. So I'm adding these changes to the staging section from the changes here. So it has now gone to the staged changes. Now I'm going to commit it. Fixed or removed unused code from app. I removed unused code from app.js. Now if I hit enter, it will disappear actually from that staged changes. So now it is not there, right? Now what can I do? How can I send this code to GitHub? Currently it is not available. I just stored the commit locally. How can I send it here on GitHub?
By doing git push.
Yeah, will it work if I just write git push?
I wrote git push origin.
Yeah.
First, you
Why
need
will
to
not
fetch.
why? Okay, I need to fetch first. Yeah, that is also a nice solution. I need to see if everything is fine with my remote branch or not. But currently I don't have this test remote branch. Right. Later we'll see how to fetch from other branch as well, how to do rebase things, those things as well. We'll see fetch sometimes later, okay? But currently everything is fine, everything is synchronized because I removed from my branch to here, and that was merged before to main. Now I just want to push this code to GitHub. Why git push will not work here? If I just write git push, it is not going to work. It hasn't pushed this code to GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time you are pushing the code to get with that brand. So you probably have to use that to set upstream origin test, and then after that, once you do a first push, then you should be able to do git push only next time.
Correct. Yeah. This is the latest branch I created, and I have never sent it to, I have never let GitHub know. I have never said that, hey, my branch is test branch. GitHub never knows about my branch information. So I need to first tell GitHub, this is my branch, you need to accept it, and you need to also accept my code. That's why I write this line of code first. If that is the brand new branch, then you'll write git push set of stream origin test. Okay, let me hit enter. And now it has gone to GitHub, and let me, yeah, it is here. As can you see, it says test had recent pushes. So if you search now here, okay, maybe this one is not refresh. I need to refresh it once, I think. Yeah, here is the test branch, right? Already available. So now, since I did something in other brands like test brands, I can now create a pull request. So if you do this, then you need to also create a pull request. If you want to send something to my main branch. So you need to click here, compare and pull request. And that's the same thing that I did previously. Create a pull request from here. And that pull request will come here to me. And I will click here on the pull request. And I'll click on merge pull request here. Okay, and we can also delete this branch if we don't want.
So one question, Gork. So say you create a new branch, right? Are you already like by default you could get all the pull requests, or do we have to add you to get the pull request?
Yeah, by default, I will see pull request. Everyone will see pull request here by default. But I'll not get any, I may not get notification sometimes. So for that part, what you can do is on your pull request, you can assign a reviewer here from here. And you can add me there. And then I'll get a notification that you created a pull request and you added me a reviewer in your pull request.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about creating our brand, sending to GitHub, and creating a pull request, guys. Any confusion? So now, yeah. Now, if you have done, if somebody had done the previous questions that I showed you, then you can now send it to GitHub and create a pull request to me. Then I'll merge it to the main branch. I'll also provide you some suggestion there. So what you wrote and what you need to write. and I'll also create a pull request. Actually, while accepting your pull request, if I see here, you have one pull request here. Before accepting your pull request, I need to first see what did you do. And Subhas solved the assignment question, I think. This is the assignment solution. I'll just see the code that you wrote here. And if everything is fine, then I'll directly merge it to the main branch. Otherwise, I will give you some suggestion. So I'll write, you need to send this. I'll write some comments here if I don't want to merge this pull request. And you'll see those comments and either change your code or do not send the pull request at all. Maybe we can close this pull request. Okay, that's why we will have some collaboration here. So some of you can also comment here if you are assigned as a reviewer. Okay, that's why I'm just saying, just create a pull request if you have a solution, then we can discuss here. We have something more here, like we have like project. There is something like GitHub project that we can also use. It is located here, but this is not we are doing here. Maybe you will see this in your workspace, but we'll at least see those collaboration things, creating a pull request, accepting a pull request, something like that. Okay, so can any of you send me one pull request now if you have your solution? Not yet? All right then. So let's try to do it ourselves. So here in our React application, we are talking about states and use effect hook yesterday, right? And I talked about async await function as well. I told you guys, we can either consume our promise by using .then, or we can do it by using async await, right? Is there any confusion between these two things, everyone? Any of you may have something. Please ask me if you have any confusion, anything. So writing this line of code here, I told you yesterday, writing this line of code is same as writing this line of code, right? So either, now sometimes this is useful because I cannot write .then here at the end. I cannot write .then here. So sometimes if you want to write dot operator, change something, then .then will be useful. But I can write multiple await as well instead of .then. That's why this is also useful. Most of the time you'll see you will be writing async await code. Sometimes you will be writing .then method as well to consume your promise. Consuming a promise means getting your data from that promise, right? That data may be either true or false, but at least you are getting that data, right? You are accepting the promise somebody promised you previously. You want to see whether that promise is done or not done. You want to know the result, right? We are getting the same result with the help of either .then here or async await. All right? Anything?
So yesterday, I actually had a chance. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but yesterday I got confused when you said there were two promises and you had to do two then. I couldn't follow the process. I mean, you don't have to waste time if you don't, because I still have to look at the video. But if you could give me a like quick highlight,
Yeah, sure.
because
So,
you said there were two promises and I didn't understand that what was going on.
Yeah, let's see quickly that one. Let me go to my branch. And here, we are writing something here, right? Maybe in app.js itself as well. Let's see what is this in util. Utils, we have that invalid function is valid one. So, yeah, did I use face directly somewhere? To promise, I think I have done it somewhere here. This is, oh, later I shifted it to here, I think, inside get country. And what is inside service? Okay, yeah. So yeah, here we have two promises. So to promise means this one, the highlighted person here, will send us a promise. Any confusion with this statement?
No, that's fine.
Page will send us a promise, right? Then to consume a promise, what do we need to do?
Use then or async.
Use then or async await. Yeah.
Async
We
await.
are using then here, right? So
Yeah.
this highlighted person here is consuming this promise, right? Right?
Yes.
So this promise is consumed by this method here. And inside that method, we are writing some code, right? This is actually a function. We need to pass a function inside the then method. A function will automatically accept something actually fulfilled by this promise, right? So what I mean is somebody promised you like, hey, I'm giving you this thing. So I'm giving you this thing means whether he has given me that thing or not, you are checking here. So the thing is here, actually inside res. And we received it here. But he said that, hey, I'm giving you this thing, but you need to check the warranty yourself. Let's say. This is something I'm relating to this situation here. If somebody said told you that, hey, I'm giving you this product, but you need to check the warranty yourself. Then the product is here, but you need to check the warranty. So, and you are going, you want to check the warranty, but the warranty provider said you that, hey, I will check with this product and I promise I will actually inform you about the warranty, the status of this product. Then you have another promise, right? So here
Okay.
what is happening is you are getting first promise result here, and that result is actually not what you want. You want something more. Actually, the result is a JSON data. You want JavaScript object. That's why you are now converting that JSON to JavaScript object with this line of code. And this is another promise actually. This will give you another promise. That's why you need to once again write another then. So this then here, the highlighted person is consuming this promise. Okay. You may ask me or tell me, why are you writing this then after this another bracket if this is the promise, which is actually for this one. This is the consume then method for this promise. Previously, I directly attached then method with the promise here, right? After fetch, I directly wrote then. This is the dot then directly after fetch bracket, directly after the promise bracket, right? Here also directly after the promise bracket, we have this another bracket. Instead of writing then here, why shouldn't I write then here inside? Because this then is actually consuming this promise actually, right? But we are returning from this then method. We are returning a result actually. So it will be obtained outside this bracket. And we will always write this then method after this bracket here. not inside there. Okay, that's why we are writing two then method. The first one is for this promise, and the second one is for this promise. Is this fine now?
Yes, makes no sense.
So we can do it in 2 lines, but you can also just combine it and put it into 1 line.
Yeah, your VS Code is doing that, not me actually. This is
Oh,
fine,
okay.
but VS Code is formatting it in next line. Read here is formatting actually. If I save it, it will automatically go down. This is fine because you can actually separate it. There may be any spaces in between that will work. That's why it is going in next line. And if you once again have another promise from here, if you send another promise from here, then what will you do once again? Let's assume that this is a promise once again. Then what will you do?
This
Right, another dot then.
another dot
Yeah,
then
you
outside, I think, right? Not inside,
yeah,
Yeah,
because
right. Yeah, outside is also important. You need to always write outside. Okay, because you are already returning something from there and you are getting it here. After this another bracket, after this closing bracket of this opening then. So you need to write this after this closing bracket of this opening then bracket right here, another then method. And you will once again consume that promise. So you can write anything here. This may be the final result you want. You can write output and just print the output. Or you can do whatever you want. You can just return it from here. Now what we did here is we have 3 promises. Actually, this is just an example, okay? This is not actually a promise that you will receive. We are just assuming that this is a promise here. So this is first promise. To consume this promise, we are writing this line. And from the second then method, from the first then method, it is returning another promise. It is returning what? Another promise here. It means we need to write another then method. So from the second then method, once again, it is returning another promise. Once again, we need to write. As long as you are getting those promises, you will be writing this then method. So for this promise, we are writing another then method. Okay?
so data is just a. Go ahead.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, how do you know how many that method you're writing like before your output?
You need to check first. You need to check, right? You need to check. You can write console log right here and you will see whether that is coming, whether the thing that is coming is a promise or not. You can check there. You can write console log and see on the console whether it is a promise or not.
Okay, so once it does not give you any promise, then you put in the output.
Correct, yeah. And you later you will also realize you will just by seeing this code you will know, or you can tell whether that is a promise or not. Because whenever you are using this fetch method, it is a promise, right?
Yes.
Whenever you are using this JSON method, it is also a promise, right?
Yes.
So later by looking at your code, whenever it is you are seeing JSON there, then you will feel that, hey, the promise is coming from there, then I need to write another then method. But right now, if you don't know, you can just write console log there and see whether that is a promise or not.
So you have two JSON method right now, right? And then you went ahead and put in the output.
This output
So
is coming from this promise, actually. This promise.
Oh, okay.
This output here is coming from here.
So you're just checking if they will give you a that will give you a promise or not.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently, I'm just console logging it. But at this location, what you can do is just return this output from here. Get this output, return this output. Or you can do something like add some to number and return it. You can do anything. Since we have returned the final output, it will be available in my country later if you once again consume it from another component. Okay, console logging means just checking it, but you'll return it from here and get it somewhere else.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions, everyone?
Yeah, that
So-
then method take argument is it like function is the argument, like one
Correct.
function.
Yes, always. Then method will always take a function. I told you yesterday, it will take actually 2 argument. Other argument is also a function. You know why that other argument is used? What is the purpose of that other argument?
No.
The first argument is to check your response whether it is success or not. And second argument?
I think either.
If there's an
Yeah, it
error.
is for error.
Oh,
It is
error,
an error. Yeah, the second argument is to check whether you have error or not. And I told you yesterday, you will not be writing the second argument. Instead, what will you do to check the error?
Catch.
At last.
Correct, yeah. Write
try
catch at the end.
catch.
Try catch will be written inside async await, but with this then method, you'll write catch method at the end.
At the end of the third, after the third, then.
Correct, yeah, right here. You'll be writing catch. And catch will once again accept another function, right? And you'll catch your error here.
Gaurav, regarding the execution of the async and dot then, so like you said, like async function always gets executed at the last, right? What about the dot then? In the series of execution, will the dot then function will get executed at the last, or like, for example,
Yeah, your statement like async function executes at the end is partially correct actually, because we saw previously async function is executing the first line. For example, if I write console log here, hello, it will immediately execute, not at the end.
so it
You can
depends
say
on the fetch, right?
it depends upon your code, whether that is a synchronous code or asynchronous code. This is a synchronous code actually, and this is a synchronous code. You are waiting means asynchronous. It will take some time. That's why from this line, from line number 3, it will execute at the end since this is an asynchronous code. But it will first execute immediately this line.
So you mean like line number 2 will get executed, but as soon as it gets to line number 3, it will just skip it, right?
Yeah, it will wait. It will execute at the end.
So it will
Other code
directly
will
go to
execute.
line number 8.
Yeah, it will now skip this 3 line from here, and it will directly go whichever it can execute. It will directly go to line number 8 now. In line number 8 as well, it will first see what is coming from here. The first phase is giving it a promise. That's why promise, whenever you are getting promise, you will be dealing with the asynchronous code. That's why it will immediately skip this then methods. Since these are for asynchronous code, for getting output from that promise. These are asynchronous actually, similar to these 3 lines here. That's why it will immediately skip these things from here and go to line number 12. And it will store promise here in my country. This is a promise. Later you can consume it from anywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
Seems like it is creating confusion at the same time, right?
Kind of.
It is confusing.
Yeah, those confusions will go away. Yeah,
One
later.
quick question. So since the whole function is a async function, so you are saying the line 2 will act as a sync function. How does that work?
What do you mean by async function here? Sync and async. There are nothing like sync function, actually. You mean synchronous code?
Yeah, synchronous code and asynchronous.
Synchronous code starts from await statement, actually, right here.
Okay, but what is
This
the
is-
purpose of
sorry,
you
asynchronous.
defining that function? Because whatever within the that line 2 to 5 within that curly braces, those are everything within that function, right? So
Yeah, correct.
you already defined that function to be asynchronous. Then how?
No. Function, I'm not saying function is asynchronous. Writing async will not make this function asynchronous at all.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah. For example,
to be asynchronous, it has to have both defined as async as well as it has to have await, right?
Await as well, right? That's right. Those two things to be there. Yeah. You can try it. You can try not writing await, just write async and console log your thing here and console log something before, console log something after, and see the sequence, what happens there. If they are in correct order, then that is a synchronous code. If they are in not correct order, and if the code, this console inside this async function is coming later at the end, then that is asynchronous code.
So you're trying to say the execution is it runs line 1, line 2, and then skips line 3 and 4, 5?
We have already seen this one previously, I think. Let's first once again see this quickly. Actually, we did the same thing while we are starting discussing about these asynchronous things. Yeah, you can just try it here as well. You can just write async.
Yeah, usually in database part, like if you have synchronous or asynchronous, synchronous is like real time, like whatever you make an update, it will show you immediately, and async is like it will take time. So I think it acts same way here as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. So let's write something here. Console log inside function. I missed something here, right? Function. Okay. And let me quickly copy this code, paste it here, outside, and this is after. We are checking, we are seeing what is coming when in the console. And you can see outside function first and after function, but it is never called, right? That's why it is not executing. Let me call it here. And here you are seeing the order in proper order, right? This line execute first, and this line, and this line. So the whole operation is synchronous here. Okay. But if you write that await statement here, I mean, what is that await? This one. If you write this await statement here after this line, now if you write console log here, let's say after await. Now, what do you think? What will be the order of execution?
Outside, inside, and then it skips, and then after function.
After, and this will never be printed?
Yes.
Or at the end?
I think that will skip that, right?
Skip that completely?
Yeah.
No, it will come at the end, like once it executes everything.
Yeah, eventually it will take some time, but eventually it will give some result, right? And it will execute later. Previously it was skipping, but eventually it will execute at the end. That's why you'll see this at the end. Let's see. Problem, no worries. Let's go and see. We just want to see these things. Actually, what happens is, this is not here, I think that's right. Yeah, we have outside, inside, after function. Previously it skips, but after function we have something more, like where is this hello coming from? Get country, maybe it is called somewhere, and another hello. Now finally we are seeing after await. Finally, and these three that you are seeing here, line number 12, 29, and 38, should be asynchronous result. Actually, let's see the result coming from line number 12. This one is asynchronous result because it is after await. And the line coming from line number 29, where is that? Line number 29, this one is also asynchronous result. Am I correct? Is it
Yes.
asynchronous result? Yes, it is inside then, right?
If it's
And
inside then
another-
or async, then it's asynchronous. No, await.
It is inside await as well. No, it is directly out. It is outside. Inside
What
outer.
I'm trying to say is if it has then or it's await,
Oh,
then it's
yeah,
async.
yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
yeah, that's considered async.
And another is line number 38, and this is this console. This is also asynchronous, right? Okay. Everything clear? That's why we are seeing these three asynchronous operations here. Since we are printing this thing coming from here, it is taking time. What if I directly write console log here? Let's see. It doesn't have to do with the response. What do you think? Will it be synchronous or asynchronous?
Synchronous.
It is inside DNA as well. Let's see. Let me save it and refresh it. And it is actually coming after await. And it is now printing the response. Means it is now asynchronous, right? Otherwise, it will come before, previously. Okay, so it means whatever you are writing here is asynchronous inside then method, and whatever you are writing inside await after await is also asynchronous. You need to know whether that is asynchronous or asynchronous. You can just print it on the console and see the order. What is the order of execution? Whether it is coming at the end or it is executing in the proper order. All right, guys. Any more questions? Okay, then let's go in our code. I'm discarding the changes that I made today. Not that much important. Discarding means I am just deleting the changes that I made today, removing the code that I wrote today. Okay. Oh, what is happening to this one? Not working. Okay. So let's go to utils folder. What can we write inside utils folder, everyone? What where are we writing inside utils folder? Can you remember?
Hooks, I guess.
What was that? Functions?
Yeah.
Hooks, use effect.
Hooks?
Functions that you need to do like calculations, basically utilities.
Yeah, and is it related to JavaScript only, or are we writing React as well here?
Yes. Oh, JavaScript. Wow.
Yeah, we are writing JavaScript utility functions, you can say, right? So if you need some functions, quick functions, which will do some job for you, then you'll write those functions here. Currently, we wrote one function to check the brackets. And we have something more on the bootcamp portal, right? We saw there. And let's solve that another problem first. And let's create another utility function here. Why am I creating these utility functions at all? It may be your questions as well. So is this required to learn React? Why are you writing here this utility function, JavaScript utility function? Actually, this will not help you to understand React. It will help you to understand JavaScript. It will help you how to solve your problem. Okay. In order to familiarize you, the concept that we have learned in JavaScript, we are practicing something here inside utils folder. All right. So it will make you comfortable writing your JavaScript code in React. All right. So you may be thinking that utils folder is there. Oh, it means utils folder is always required in React. That is not true. Utils folder is there just to learn some of the concept that you have discovered in JavaScript actually. So we want to solve this problem right now. Let me copy this one and create another function. And this is maximum number. It is actually counting the consecutive count. Let me write consecutive. Is this spelling correct? Count.js. This is just a name. You can write anything, any name that you want. Okay. And this is another utility function which will count the consecutive number of one, total consecutive number of one within your array. And this is the problem that you need to solve. Okay, this is your problem. And we need to write our solution here. What do you think? Can you try this one? I have already attached in the portal a few days ago. Maybe some of you may have some idea, some solution. Yeah, if you just want to guess as well, you can just discuss here. How can we?
I have an idea.
Of course. Yeah, please.
So like for a given array, you can use a for loop to go through the array and then start with index 1, and then you compare index 1 with the number 1, and if it's equal, you can increase count, and then you just go through the array, and then there should be like another variable for max, and then it should like return max at the end, like the maximum iterations of 1.
Okay. So have you tried solving already?
Not fully. It's just like just an idea.
Yeah, that is true actually. Yeah, we need to use for loop. Why? Why do we need for loop first?
To iterate through the array.
Because we are storing multiple values within a same variable here, right? Multiple values inside array. So whenever you have multiple values, you need to do iteration. Whenever you have a single value, you don't have to do iteration. Here we have multiple value. Whenever you have array, most of the time you'll use for loop to iterate over those elements. Then we'll use for loop. That's fine. Then why are you storing some result? Are you creating another variable in there? Right? To store maximum count, right? Like you said, yeah. you are creating another variable to store maximum count. And how will you store in that variable? Because initially the maximum count will be 2, right? And later you will see 0 there. And how will you differentiate between these 2 occurrence and these 3 occurrence here?
Can you do like does JavaScript have a math.max function?
If it still will not use that one, we'll try to solve it ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. But there is no such function to do this particular job right now. We need to do it ourselves. Yeah, your approach is correct. We need to compare actually. We need to compare, is this 2 occurrence greater than this other 3 occurrence? We need to see that one. We need to compare. We need to write if else condition inside for loop as well. So then we will have one function, right? To solve this problem, we'll first write a function. This is really simple, right? We'll first write a function. And in that function, we'll take parameter, this value as an argument. Actually, we'll take this value in that function. And inside that function, we are going to use for loop. And inside that for loop, we are going to use condition. Because why do we need condition here? We need condition because the occurrence here are different. We only want maximum occurrence, because later you may have anything here in between, let's say 0, 0, 0, and later you may have more than the occurrence that you saw previously. So you need to actually check whether these occurrences are lesser than the later one or not. If they are not lesser, then this occurrence will be the maximum count. Otherwise, the later will be the maximum count. That's why you need one condition inside for loop. So to solve this problem, you need to actually create one function for loop and one or more than one condition, depending upon the requirement. So we are using function, iteration, and condition here to solve this problem. Guys, do you think you can try it first yourself? Can you try writing function, loop, and condition? You don't have to solve this problem correctly, but you can at least try writing function, loop, and condition. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, we can try.
Yeah.
Yeah, if possible, just try to write something that is appropriate for this loop as well as condition, if possible. Otherwise, you can just try writing syntax of function, syntax of for loop, and syntax of conditionals as well. It will make you feel better writing these three things. Okay, then, what is the time? Let me provide you around 5 minutes will be sufficient to write these three syntax. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then let's meet after 5 minutes. Let's try it and we'll see. We'll meet after 5 minutes and try to solve it together. In the meantime, if you want to ask me anything, then just ask me, okay? So that we can discuss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Okay.
It's not about the function, but it's about GitHub. So I seem to have a problem merging the main to my branch, pulling the changes. Every time I do it, it tells me something like cannot merge binary files. So I don't know if you have any idea what could be the problem with my branch.
Okay. Peter,
Yeah.
sometimes if you send me screenshots or if you can record your screen for around 5 to 10 seconds, showing your
Okay.
problem within that recording
Mhm.
video, then
Yeah.
it will help me. It will save my time as well. It will help me to solve your
Okay.
problem quickly as well.
All right. Okay, I'll do
So
that.
then,
Thank you.
yeah, just try to record if possible your screen and send to me. Or you can just directly post in the general chat group so that other can also see and provide some solution to you if I'm not available.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And guys, we also have our WhatsApp group, right? You can sometime discuss on that group as well. Send your problem so that other can quickly reply. I'm sometimes quickly able to see your WhatsApp messages. Yeah, we can use that one as well. Whatever you feel comfortable to send your problems.
What's the WhatsApp group?
You don't have access to the WhatsApp group? Who is asking me?
Yeah, I don't think I have it. I'm not sure.
No, I don't have access to.
Yeah, I do not have it.
No. Maybe
Okay,
Nirusha
I will
can.
just I will just add in Namita and Prashidi, yes?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Okay, I will just send you the link.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Me as well, please.
And guys, some of the topics from our syllabus are not quietly aligned with the weeks. Actually, depending upon your current participants' status, your feedbacks, and what I think is I need to mostly focus on the practical aspects as well as solving some JavaScript things. We will cover all of those things eventually, but you will not see everything that we are doing here are properly aligned with the syllabus that I provided you previously. Okay, they may be sometimes something are covered before or after the day that you can see on the syllabus. But eventually we'll cover everything from there. Okay, if somebody is able to solve this question, or at least you have tried, can you please create a pull request? If you have at least tried as well, can you create a pull request so that you will practice creating a pull request as well? Okay, and can you assign me as a reviewer? Can somebody do that? Maybe some of you can try. Any of you can try it. Okay. Try creating a pull request and assign me as a reviewer. Let's see what happens there. Oh, sorry guys,
Oh,
I was talking. My microphone was muted. Sorry, that's weird.
Yeah.
Peter, did you create a pull request recently?
I just did, but I saw something like my branch was behind, but I think the one I pushed last came through. So you should see it at under the last commit I just pushed.
Okay, let's see.
Added assignment question.
Yeah, you have many changes, right?
Yeah.
My branch. And you have some conflicts as well. Conflicts means your
You didn't come through?
code, yeah, your code and my code are slightly different within the same file, within the same line.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. So is it possible to see the file I added?
Yeah, you have these changes here. I can see it. Everything that you added recently. The recent
Yeah,
commit is
that's the
added
one.
style, right?
No, it's the last one here. Added assignment question. That's what I just
Right.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see everything you have, but I cannot actually merge it here. You can see the merge option is disabled.
Because it's too many errors. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, your code is slightly conflicting with my code. Conflicting means sometimes you may be changing the same line that I have also, right? For example, I have something here on line number 7. You may be writing something here on the same line. Then it will create a conflict. At that
So I
time,
was in the wrong branch?
no, that's fine. Whatever you did is fine. We haven't talked about this thing actually. That's why it is fine until now.
So did you want me to share my screen or?
No, currently everything is good. Maybe we will talk about how to resolve conflicts first, and then what's your approach the solution for this thing here. Maybe tomorrow, let's see first in a few minutes how we can do reverse things, how we can do fetch, git pull, git reverse properly, how we can merge the conflict in a better way, and then you can try it yourself as well.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Guruk. What is the repo that we should push our code to?
This one, FDB4.
FDB4, right?
Yeah. You need to be inside the current repo, right? In order to push there, you need to be inside there first.
So are you able to get to the code I had worked on?
Yeah, Peter, and did you submit the assignment in the portal as well?
Yeah, but I created a different repository for that.
Oh, that's fine then. That's fine. Yeah, I can see your code here. I can see everything that you have until now that you created. All the commits are here. So this is the one that you just sent me recently, right?
Yeah.
This is the,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is. Let's see there then. Oh, you already wrote a function loop for longest chain, right? Longest recurring chain of ones.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to see if it's correct. I'm not very
I
sure.
just thought that you sent me your previous assignment solution here. Oh, this is the recent one. Okay. So yeah, looks fine here. I think it will work because what you did is you created a function. That's fine. Inside that function, you have two variables. Y2. What is the purpose of this longest chain?
That's just the count. And then if I assign it and then I reset it.
Means whenever this function is running, initially it will be 0, right?
Right, it's just initializing it. Maybe I don't need to do that, huh?
Okay. And yeah, that's fine. And we have count of this another
consecutive
variable.
ones.
Yeah, we have another variable which is 0. We have two variables actually. So this one is to store count, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
was just resetting it at some point and then using the other one to continue the count. I don't know if it makes sense the way I handled it.
I think if
So I
any of
would
these-
increment it, and once I got to a 0, I would assign it to a different one, then reset that, and then just continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe I could use better variable names. Sorry.
Count and all right. Yeah, that's fine. You are resetting it when you are not getting one, right? When you are not
Yes.
getting one at this position, you are resetting. At this position, you are resetting. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it is perfect, Peter. It will work, I think. Yeah, shall we try it? Maybe in this report that I have here. Let me paste your solution and let me try to run it.
All right.
So, this is the code that you have. And what should I do? I need to actually import it to app.js, otherwise it will not work because this is the React project. I need to follow the React rule here, right? So what I can
I
do
just
is,
saw an error there. Yeah.
yeah, export. I need to export it first. I'm going to export it from here. And this one as well, I sent it from app.js. Let me go to app.js. And here, I will call your, I will have this initial value as well as, let me go here. I'll call this function because I have already exported it. I can import it as well. These are imported here. Now I can pass this norms here, right?
Right.
Okay. So this will give me the maximum occurrence. So let me save in variable max count, something like this. And let me console log this one. Let's see if we have the results will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can get 5 on our console or not. Oh, so something went wrong here. Something went wrong. It says nonce is not defined. I need to write const here, right? Otherwise it will not work. To initialize a variable either with const or late. One more error. Let's see. Nonce is not defined. Where is not defined? It is.
Will it be in the other folder?
Okay.
Oh, I guess I named it number instead of nums.
Yeah, you can use num here, right?
Yeah.
Because nums and number are same thing are
Yeah.
passed here. Let's save it one more time. Okay, yeah, perfect, working. Let's try to change this. Let's try to have 2 here and 3 here. This should give us 3 now. Yeah, great. It's working, Peter.
Right.
Did well. So Peter, can you try to do the same thing that I did here? Just create only a function here in this file, in this consecutive count, and call that function from app.js, like this way. And create another commit and push it, then I'll merge your commit to this branch, to the main branch.
What about the conflicts? I don't know if it will work.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Yeah, right. The conflict is there. We need to resolve that, right? But at least just try to send it to me. Maybe we can see it and merge it then. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So Guys, let me see if I receive some more comments. Pull request. Okay. Yeah. So this is the solution actually, and solution is here. And Peter has created a function here. This is a function that he created, and a loop. This is a loop. Let me have some code review for Peter. Let me provide him some suggestion regarding the code that he have written. First of all, we will use this number as an array everywhere. That's why we'll use number here. And do not use this var keyword ever in JavaScript. Okay, this is a bad practice. Always use const if it is not changing. If it is not changing, okay. But I can see that this is changing right here.
Right.
So if something is changing, then you can use let keyword.
Okay.
And use let keyword if something is changing. If not, then you can use const keyword. This is the first thing. And other is everything is fine here for loop. And you are right. You are comparing your current number. That's perfect. And you are incrementing it one by one. Okay. And you are writing condition here. So can you remove this curly brace and just write this here? What do you think? Will it work?
Probably.
Let's try. Let's see. It's working, right? So if you only have a single line of code inside if else condition, then you don't have to write that curly brace there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you also do that with a question mark? Is it called optional over there?
Okay. Where? On which line?
Yeah.
Hey Gaurav, are you sharing your screen or like I'm just the only one like who is not able to see your screen?
I should be sharing my screen. I'm sharing. Can you try different way, please? All right.
But there's a flaw in this code, right? Because the answer shouldn't be 3, it should be 1, 2, 6.
No. Input is not this one actually. Input is coming from app.js here.
But but if you put 1 in the end, it's not gonna work.
Here, let's see.
Yeah.
Right here, right?
No. Remove that 0 and put a 1. No, put like 4. I don't know. More ones than okay.
Okay. This way, right?
Yeah. So I want 1, 2,
It
3,
should
4, 5.
provide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not going to provide because he doesn't have the end.
Oh.
Yeah, you just have to compare it one more time at the end.
And then yeah.
Right. So yeah, what is missing here?
Just in the end, do this again.
Yeah, before returning the longest chain, like check one more time if count of conseq once is greater than longest chain. And if it is greater than longest chain, just set it equal to count of conseq once equals longest chain.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Here is something is wrong here. What happens
No,
if
this is fine.
Just before the return.
Fine, but it should be here, I think, right? What do you think? Will it work now? Let's see. Yeah, it is working. Let's try adding more one, right? 0. Now many one here. Let's see. Yeah, it's working. The location you checked is not correct here currently. Currently, you are going outside of this previous if condition. You need to check immediately here because you are checking the condition of 1 here, right? And you are doing this with 1 here as well. So you need to do within that if block.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
If you
did it
go
in the
here, this is
end,
not for 1.
like whoever suggested earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it in the end as well.
But if that works, then it
if
works.
Yeah, that works.
at the end, right? After this if block.
So
Maybe
I left else as is.
here, right?
Yeah, again, yeah. One more check in the end to make sure that covered the
So
last part.
One more check at the end. If this
Just
is
before return.
Just before returning, yeah.
oh, after for loop, you are saying?
Not before for loop. When you reach the end of the for loop.
Right here, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. What do you think? Will it work here?
Well, you need another if in there as well, inside else, and then another if here.
Oh, okay.
Line 20 and below after line 18 also. 2 checks.
Not good, right? If you are writing longer code.
Yeah, I mean, if your solution
this,
works, yeah, that's fine. I haven't tested your work.
No. Yeah. That's also good. That's also fine. If your solution is working, that's fine. We will see sometimes later regarding time space complexity. Sometimes if your solution is fine, that is not fine. Sometimes you need to see if your solution is good or not. Yeah. Currently it is fine. That's not worry. Okay, yeah. If you are getting it here, or if you are writing somewhere else, maybe there may be the better solution than this one that somebody have. Okay, just send me pull request if you have. Okay, maybe we can merge your better solution later instead of merging this solution. Okay. So yeah, just try to understand this code. This is the solution to that problem. Here we have this for loop to iterate over this array that is coming, and we have this condition here inside this for loop to check whether that is holding number 1 there, or whether the count is actually the longest count or not. We are writing few conditions there. Try to check, try to understand it yourself. Let me know if something is not working here. Something is some line that you are not understanding. We'll discuss. All right, currently I'm going to send the solution to my branch. This is about maximum number of consecutive. Okay. Is there something that you want to ask here? What is happening here? I actually suggest you to, let me remove some console logs coming from here. Line number 25, where is that? Here. Line number 34. Here. Let me see, only something coming from here. I suggest you to write a lot of console logs here. Write console log. Console log here. It is immediately running, right? Running. You can say after this is running once here. And just write console logs here as well if you want. Like if you want to check what is the value of I. Console log, you can write, you can also write in backtick here, right? Like printing value of I inside for loop, you can say, and you can now print the value of I here. This will work if you are just learning. If you want to see what is happening here, just write one console log here as well. And this is for seeing if that number is if the element is number 1 or not. checking element. So whether checking element is number one or not. You can write anything, okay, that you want to see on the console. This is just checking something ourselves. So we have another condition here. Let me once again write curly brace because I want to write multiple lines here instead of this single line. One line is here and another line is this console log. And you can write here taking maximum count of number one, you can say, or setting. You are setting the maximum count here in this block. So if that is not number one, then you can write another console log here and say input is not holding number one. Yeah, in this way you can write many console logs here. You can now this is a condition, right? You can now write another console log here once again as well, saying that running, you can say int of whose iteration. You can go here and write int of I iteration. You can say something like that. And this is now we are slowly going int. Finally, where you can say something like returning longest chain. We want to return longest chain, right? So let me store JavaScript here. Longest chain, you can say longest chain from function. So you will see a lot of console logs now. If I save this, because I have a long initial value is slightly longer. Let me just pass a shorter one here. So let's say 1 1 and 0 1 1. Let me just pass 1 only here. Okay. So later let me pass 2 1 and initially just 1. Okay. I have 4 numbers here, 4 elements, and you'll see the status of this function that you have written for each and every element. So here everything is this is like running after get longest sequence. This will only run once, right? This will only run once because this is the part of function and this line only run once. That's why if you search for this line, you will not see later. This is only running once. And here you can see printing value of I inside for loop. This is we are going here. So printing value of I inside for loop and the value of I is 0. Now you are into here in this line. After this line, where are we? We are inside this if condition because our first element is 1. That's why you will go here because we checked if number 0 mean 1. 1 is equals to 1. Yeah, that is equals to 1. That's why you are inside here. That's why you are seeing checking element is number 1 or not here. So after this line, where are we going? Let's see. This line will execute. So let's see. It says setting max count of number 1. Yeah, it is setting the max count here. And it is setting the max count. Max count is whatever you have received here. That is 1 currently. And the setting max count. Now int of ith iteration. Now everything here, from here to here, everything what happened is just for this first element, right? Am I correct? From here, from printing value of I inside for loop to int of 0 iteration. These 4 things are just for this first element. Now same thing will happen for second element. It is 0. Now it will be checked here. If it is 1 or not, it is not 1. That's why it is not going to execute. This line will not execute. This condition will not execute. Now else will execute. That's why you can see here line number 25 is printing. It is saying that input is not holding number 1. So printing value of I inside for loop. Now the value of I is 1, right? This line executes first, and directly after that line number 16, line number 25 and 26 executes here. So after line number 26, this is the end of first iteration. First iteration means this is the second iteration actually. You can just write I plus 1. One iteration means this is for this element, right? This element, 0 element. So every check for 0 element is also done. Now let's do for 1 element here. This is the same. What happened previously will now reoccur. Checking element is not 1 or not. It is checked. And end of second iteration immediately. Why is that? So let's go here. It is checking if this is 1 or not. It is going inside here. It has incremented, right? It has incremented. And why this loop, why this condition is not executed at this point? Why are we not saying setting max count of number 1? Because the longest chain, what is the value of longest chain previously? That is 1, right? And currently as well, what is the value of longest chain? It is currently 1 as well. And the value of count of this variable is 1 as well. So 1 is not greater than 1. That's why this is not executing. That's why everything is done for this element as well. Every checks is done. Now finally, this is running. And now this will go inside this condition. You can see here. Finally. So printing value of I, this is I is equals to 3 means 4th element. And checking element is number 1 or not. It is going inside here actually. And yeah, it has already checked. You can write checked element status number 1 here instead of writing this. And setting max count of number 1, it has also reached here on line number 21. Now it has actually set the max count of number 1, which is 2 now. And now third iteration is also completed, and everything is completed for this code now. Until now, line number 15 and line number 29 between this code is executing. For loop is executing until now, because for loop will execute for each and every element. Until now, for loop was executing. Finally, everything is done for this line of code. Finally, your longest chain will be returned, and the longest chain is holding number 2 from line number 22 previously. That's why number 2 will be returned from this function, and we are getting that number 2 here. Whatever we return will be received here when we call this function, right? And max count is number 2. That's why I console log this max count. That's why I'm seeing number 2 here. Okay, in this way, you can debug what is happening there in the console if you want to see something. Yeah, is it fine? Whatever I said here is making something. Are you understanding something or creating some confusion, guys? Yeah, those who are coming from other programming background may feel like I'm wasting time here, something like that. But those who are beginner, actually, this will help you a lot. So I'll not do this all the time. I'm not going to write console logs here, but you can try it yourself. You can try writing a console in your line, in your code somewhere here. And you don't have to write console log everywhere. You can just write console log here if this condition is working or not. and see on the console whether something is coming on the console or not. All right. What do you think? Can I move ahead, or do you want to discuss here?
Oh, bad.
Yeah, what do you think, Asis? Is it fine? Ankit? Yeah, Daya, are you here? Are you understanding something?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
is it
here.
fine to move ahead?
It's good for me.
Oh, great, great. Alan, what about you? Something you want to ask, or is it fine?
No, I'm good. It's good.
Great. Yeah, thank you guys. Then let's move ahead. So we'll practice such kind of JavaScript related questions in our session most of the time. But we will not entirely spend our time here. We need to see something regarding React as well. So let's go with React. We want to see today how CSS works with React. Maybe we can take some break, around 5 minutes of break, 5 to 7 minutes of break. And then we'll come back and continue our journey with React. We will see how we can integrate CSS with React today. And we will try to create one small application as well, maybe. Yeah, then I'll meet you guys after less than 10 minutes, let's say. Okay, let's try to reach here less than 10 minutes. In less than 10 minutes, then we'll continue this session. All right, so thank you.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, we're starting this session. Are you here, everyone? Let's resume then.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Yes, Subhas, you sent me a message. Subhas, can you send your assignment by portal, please? I'm just reading some of your messages here, trying to reply every one of you. Yeah. And Alan, we couldn't connect right last time, right? Are you still following your query, or is it already solved? Alan, are you here? Yeah, let me know. Sometimes I forget to actually follow up with your questions. Please remind me if I'm not replying your message, just send me one more message. Hey, why are you not replying my message? Something like that. Okay, then I'll definitely will actually, it will help me to get with you. Sometimes I forgot while you are asking me on the chat. Okay, let me know, then we'll definitely solve your query. Okay, then let's continue this one. Okay, later what we will do is convert these functions here. This is JavaScript functions currently. No React is involved here. React is nowhere here, only JavaScript, right? Pure JavaScript. Maybe later we will try to convert these functions to hooks. Oh, sorry, I think I'm not right. Yeah, is it fine now? Yeah, we have some JavaScript functions here. Later we'll convert these functions to JavaScript hooks. You know what hook is in React actually? We introduced hook in React, right?
Is it
Can
like
somebody
the
tell me what is
like the use state?
Yeah, like a use state. It is a function starting with that word called use, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Give me a second. Just give me a second, sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We'll convert later to hooks. So we'll reach here and do something more here. We are just practicing JavaScript concepts here within this utils folder currently. Maybe we can do something more there by introducing React things. And currently, let's see what I did here. I added a lot of console logs only. Nothing special. Maybe, oh, yeah. Yeah, let me push this code anyway so that you can see. And we'll remove this one and start doing something more. And happens to my mouse. Okay. Reset changes with this what we did here with this maximum number of consecutive counts. Let me just add consecutive. So let's go with React now. Within app.js, we have so many things here. Let me remove something which is not used. Let me remove everything from here. Once again, let me write a component from scratch. You can use RFCE extension. I told you, I think previously, right? To generate quickly a component. Instead of writing this code here, instead of writing this code yourself, and we need to export it from here, right? When you create a component, you need to export it so that it can be imported in index.js. And we will return something useful here, like a div tag. Inside the div tag, we may have something useful like app. We can write this, but we can quickly generate this snippet with the help of the extension, right? We installed it already. You may have already. This is React. I think, let me make it bigger. Yeah, this one. This is the first I immediately came in the search result. Let me install this one. And then let's go in app.js. Instead of writing this line of code, I can write RFCE and hit enter. Same line is generated, right? We don't want React on the top currently. Previously, in the previous version of React, it is required, but nowadays it is not required. This is how you will generate component in any file. Okay, let's save it. We paused a few things regarding CSS as well. We need to do something regarding CSS here in this file. We haven't done some more things with CSS. We'll do some of those things as well. What you can currently do is link this CSS to app.js currently, right? You can write something regarding that div. Let's say the background color is red, and let's say the width is only 20%, let's say, and height is, let's not provide height, let's provide padding here. Padding is, I'm randomly writing this CSS, okay, nothing special about this one. You can skip it. You can write your own as well. And I can write margin or so, something like this. And nothing will work now because I haven't linked this with here. I can import .css here. Now it should work. App.css. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we have more padding, I think, here. Width is this one. This is because of that padding here. And this is going at the end. Why is this going this app at the end? Okay, because of this margin auto. All right. Instead, we will write padding here on the 10 pixel. All right. So what I am trying to show you here is we linked this using this line of code, right? This is not a good practice actually. Why this is not a good practice? Because previously we saw the disadvantage, right? The cons of using such kind of syntax. When you have another div somewhere else in other component, then it will apply the CSS to that div as well. This is like a global CSS. What you're writing here. Although you are writing inside app, it will act like a global, it will work as a global CSS. That's why most of the time we'll not import CSS directly here within our React project. What we'll do instead is import it like a module. So we need to first rename it slightly. We need to rename this CSS file name, and we need to write app.module.css. You need to insert that module name in between. This is called CSS module. Okay. So what is the benefit of CSS module then? Now you can import it like JavaScript object. You can write anything here, anything from that app.module.css. Now let's see what is that anything. You can write any name that's what I mean, right? Let's go. It is working. Oh, it is working because okay, we'll see what happens, but let's first see in the console what is that anything. Anything is object actually, and it contains nothing. All right, so let's go and write a class name instead of writing div directly here. Instead of writing this tag directly here, let's write box, something like that. And now that object is holding that class, right? Holding that class. That class is box. So this is object, right? Most of the time you'll see styles instead of that anything name there is written. You can write anything, right? So that styles is what styles is an object which is having a property called box. Now you can apply that CSS here. You can write class name in React instead of writing class in HTML, right? You'll write class name in JSX here. And this is what, guys? What is this styles? Is it JavaScript variable? Is it CSS variable? Or is it HTML? What is that? Styles.
CSS variable.
CSS variable?
It's a JavaScript object.
Yeah, it is JavaScript object actually. CSS variable is something different. Something we'll write here. You can say property currently. Later we'll introduce variable as well. But this is not CSS actually. Whatever we are writing here is a JavaScript. It is object, right? We are seeing here. This is object. This is a JavaScript actually. Everything you will write in this location is also JavaScript. We are just importing it into JavaScript object. We are importing our CSS into JavaScript object. We are accepting everything, every CSS here inside styles. So here I need to insert that JavaScript variable. What do I need to do here inside JSX to insert that JavaScript object?
The curly braces.
Yeah, the curly brace. And I just want to apply that box class here. And the box class is within this styles object, right? So what I will write is styles.box. Does it make sense what I'm doing here? I'm applying that box class to this div element actually. And let's see if it works or not. Yes. That is applying the same CSS coming from here to this div element. Now, what is the difference then? What is the difference of applying this? This is called CSS module actually. The file name that I created. If you write your CSS with it in this format, and if you import this CSS here in some JavaScript object and apply it here in this way, it is called CSS module. And it will generate a unique class name. Currently we have box only, right? Box only. If you go to element, inside body, inside div, here you can see we still have that box, but the whole class name is slightly different now. Can you see? It has added component name initially. From which component it is coming from? It is coming from that app component. Here is the app component. And here we have this random name provided. So if you do not write your CSS in this way, if you do not write it, if you just import it in our old way, just import app.css here. And what do I need to write here in class name? What is the class name that we have there?
The box.
Box, yeah. I need to write box here. Now what happens is this is something is wrong. What happens? Let's see. Can't resolve app.css. Oh, we don't have app.css anymore there. we need to make this app.css. Sorry. Everything is okay. Same CSS is applied here, but name is now only box. You can see class name is only box here. So this is not a unique name, you can say, right? Can you say that? What do I mean by unique name then? Let's create a component here. We already have a service component, right? So let's return something from this service component. RFCE return service. Okay, that's fine. Let's give a same class here as well. Class equals box. But we haven't imported that CSS here. We are just returning the element from here. And we need to use this component somewhere. Let me use this component in app. So let's do something here. What we will do is we'll keep this code here, but also use that service component. This is a service component that we have coming from there. And let me save it and let's see what happens. Can you see what is happening there? What is wrong? We never applied any CSS here, right? We never imported any CSS within this component. We just have a class, which is same here and here. We just have a class, which is same. But we never say that, hey, apply this CSS to this service component also. We never said that. Since everything is coming inside app.js, this CSS will be applied to this service component as well. That is what I mean by global CSS or global CSS conflict here. That is a problem, right? Are you understanding what I'm saying here? Any
Yes.
confusion, guys?
No.
For example, 10 pixel. Let's separate it. We have this is app component coming from app component. This is coming from service component. CSS is applied to both of these components. Not good. So to remove this conflict, we will convert it to CSS module actually. Because when you see here inside body, the same class is applied. You can see box class here on app component in app, as well as box class here to service component service. Not good. So let's convert this one to CSS module now. Now I converted it to CSS module. To use CSS module, we need to import it in this way. Now we have that class inside styles. Now we will use styles here. Oh. Styles. Styles.box. And let me save it. Now the collision is not happening here. Still we have a same class. Class name is also having that box class, and service is also having that box class. But this box class and this box class are not same currently. You can see here in the body. Now it is not same, right? It is randomly generated unique class name that CSS module is providing to us. So if you have only box here, then you will see same CSS to both of them will be applied. Not working currently. But if you only have a same box there, same class there, same CSS will apply. So actually what I mean is CSS module is better way of using CSS in React. Now we will not use that CSS old way of using CSS in React. You need to use CSS module. Okay, you can have CSS module for your own component. For example, I want CSS module for the service component as well. Yeah, you can do it. Write service.module.css, and I'm going to copy this code into here, but I'll now change this background color from red to green. And let's say color of text is white. Let's say white. So let me save it. Now I haven't applied this CSS module to service component. I need to import it and on the top as well, right? I need to write import styles from service.module.css. And one more thing I need to do is use this style here. So styles.box once again. Name is same, guys. You can see name is same here. So let me save it.
Change it to class name, right?
Yeah, here is also box. Here is also box, right? Class name are same. We haven't changed the class name.
No, in service.js, you have to write class name inside of class.
In the service class, we need to write a class name here. It is coming from styles.
No, inside this div, line number 4, don't we have to change to class name?
Here?
No, before styles.box class, it's written class.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah, and you'll see some warning on the console as well. Here it will say invalid DOM property class. Did you mean class name? Yeah, you need to write class name. That's right. And now,
question.
Yeah, please.
So why can't you assign an ID to the class name instead of doing that?
You can do that. I never said that you cannot assign ID.
So if
But
I
we
use
are
ID, sorry, if I use ID, then I don't have to write the import style and stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah. You mean writing ID all the time without using classes?
Yeah, because you have to give a like unique ID for your class name, right? For a class to specify which class you're talking about.
Yeah. You mean never use class name, always use ID here, right?
Yeah.
And write different name all the time. Then that problem will go away, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can somebody tell us the disadvantage of using ID all the time? Why are we using class? Is there any benefit of using class over ID, guys? Some of you may have your experience, depending upon your experience.
Same ID cannot be used in the same page.
You can make it reuse.
Correct. You cannot use ID in the same in other. You cannot use same ID in two tags. Is it correct?
Yes.
Then you need to share your class name most of the time. You will not write. What will happen if your ID is, you'll write a lot of CSS over and over again, repeated CSS. You cannot share the same CSS if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes ID will solve, like we are writing ID here because we will never want to actually write same CSS root over and over again. But in our real application, you want to share your CSS.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we created two components here. App component is holding service component as well. You can say app component and service component, but can I say service app component is a parent of service component? Can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, then service component is a children of app component, right? Means service component is rendered inside app component. Okay, guys, now it's time to install extension of React in Chrome or Mozilla, whatever you have. I don't know about other browser, but in Chrome and Mozilla, there is an extension called React Developer 2.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. You can ask me.
Like if we use the CSS model, the class will be generated automatically randomly the any class name, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And what will happen to the CSS that we have properties, like it will manipulate virtually or like what? Like example that at the bottom of the same inspection, the app.model.css, is that manually virtually changed or something like that?
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, because the class name is rendered as app underscore box underscore 69FV4, right?
Okay.
And it is generated randomly, right?
It will generate once for this element,
But
and for other
yeah,
different.
yeah, I want to say that, but we haven't made the same class name at app module.css, right?
Okay.
So I'm saying that the app.model.css has the same class name, so it is generated randomly or the virtually.
Oh, okay. Let's try one more there. Maybe.
Can you
There's
can you
something like this.
click that link app.model.css, the bottom of the inspection
Yeah, here.
at the browser?
Oh. You mean this one, right?
Like at the right side, app.model.css link.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You mean this, right?
yeah. After clicking that, that's the same original one, but
Yeah.
but
Nothing
it's
will
rendering.
change
It's
actually inside
rendering
this
virtually.
CSS.
Virtually, it's manipulating this class, right?
Yeah, it is linking actually. It is linking to the CSS. It is adding one class name which is linked with the CSS.
Oh,
with the CSS. And it is now accepting the whole CSS within that class name. It is now accepting that whole CSS within this app underscore box underscore this random class name. You can think about it like, now this CSS is having a class name instead of box. It is having this class name. That's why you are seeing this class name here.
yeah.
Not work if you write box there now.
Okay, thank you.
And if you try to use the same class name here, then it will generate a same name that you can see here. Let's see. Let's try to use h1 instead of this div. H1 here. Now let me save. And can you see the three names are same because we are using the same class from same location, right?
Yeah.
That's why it shouldn't be random, right?
Oh.
It shouldn't be random. That's why it is same.
So can we control that what to say that? Can we control that name by ourselves manually, like 69FV4? What's that indicating?
It is actually there to make our class unique, right?
So
Why do you want to control it actually? What's the purpose, man? First of
no,
all,
I just want to want to know why is that 69FV4 is coming?
because it is trying to make this class unique, right? It can be anything. The number can be anything, not about 69F4. The number may change. Okay, the number may be anything. We don't want to worry about this number, what is there. But we want to worry whether this class here is same as this class here.
Oh, okay.
This is box and this is box, but added service, added app here. On the right, added some random number. On the right, added some random number. Random things there. But this class and this class are not same. But we are writing the same class name in the CSS box here and box here. That's why they are random. We don't want to worry about this thing there. We just want to worry whether they are same or not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, CSS module will take care about it. We'll make it unique all the time. All right. So, okay, guys. Any more questions? Okay, so that's all about CSS module. The better way of using CSS module is later we'll introduce something called styled component. This is slightly better way of using CSS module. We'll see similar concept there as well, but there will have many advantages. The one disadvantage here we can see right now is we want to change the background color dynamically. Just try it yourself, okay? Just try to send, try to accept this variable as a variable, like a function, right? In a function, we have a parameter. That is always, you can pass anything in the parameter, right? While calling a function. Similarly, you can accept any color here as well. Try to write JavaScript here in CSS. We want to accept JavaScript here. And we want to pass that JavaScript. We want to pass this color variable from this app.js. Maybe if possible or not, first we want to see. And if that is not possible, then we'll see the alternative approach. But what we want is currently what is our requirement is we don't want to write color here all the time, right? Static color name. We want to generate color depending upon the user experience or user requirement. So if user is required to, if user want color red, then we'll show color red here. If user want color green, we'll show color green here. But this is variable now. And we can send that variable from here. That variable may be coming from API or something like that. But it is stored in as a variable here in app.js. And we want to send that variable here in module app.module.css and change this color dynamically, depending upon the value of that variable. Okay, just try to see if you can do that. If there are some way to inject JavaScript within the CSS and generate the CSS dynamically. Currently, we are writing static color here. And we'll see later in future style component, better way of writing CSS in React. Okay. Anything, guys? All right, then this is what I want you to know. What about style component?
Gorak, can I see your service.js file once?
Okay.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So let me comment at this point then. I'm commenting until now in my branch. We'll see things about GitHub. But you can see, go there on my branch and get the code. And let's go in app.js now once again. Let's try to write, let's try to fetch some API and create a simple application then. Okay, we'll start this application. I will assign you to complete it yourself first. Maybe tomorrow we'll continue that one. And yeah, we'll see together. Okay, we will deal with some API. Maybe I think it will be better to use GitHub API. There is a GitHub API that we can publicly access. Let me see if we have it or not. Just a second, guys. I'm just looking. There's some API provided by GitHub. We can do this. Okay, I think this will be better. Okay. So Oh, I was talking about React Developer Tools. Sorry, I lost here. It's time to install this extension, guys. Just search it on Chrome, React Developer Tools. This is the extension that you need to install in your browser because we'll inspect something there. Let's do it really quick. Search for that extension, add to Chrome, and go to your Chrome. Okay, turn on sync. No, I don't want to sync right now. And refresh it and go to inspect element. There you'll see something like component. Are you seeing? No, not it. Let's see if I have this extension React Developer to this here. But I'm not seeing something coming from React Developer Tool. Maybe there should be one tab coming from that Developer Tool extension. Actually, we will talk about it. But currently just want to see whether it is there or not. Will not go in detail there. You will see one extension here. Let me restart this one. I don't know whether it will show there or not. Let me restart this browser. Restart it. Okay. And this is already there. This is not restarted actually. Oh yeah, here it is. So you will see something called components and profiler there. Are you able to see by installing that extension? Right?
Yes.
Okay, then you'll see corresponding React components there as well. If I hover over service, where is that service component on the browser? You can see there up here. This is the service component, right? This is the service component. If you hover over app, this all coming from app component actually, including service because service is a child of app. So you can see the nested structure here. All right. On the right, we have something. We'll look at those things later. We have something here. Tabs. Try to be familiar with these things here. We'll see in future. Okay. Maybe while we are doing things, we'll look at this component and inspect service. What is the props coming? Which component is rendering this one? We'll see those things. Currently, I want to go to another API coming from GitHub, that is api.github.com, and I can have users. This one. This is the API provided by GitHub. It is providing some user information. I think around 46 users are coming from this API. Maybe you can search with your own name as well. That may be the other API coming from GitHub. Maybe you can type your username. Let me type mine. Yeah, this is the information about my GitHub account. Okay, you can type some of your like any of you. For example, all of you we are collaborators here, right? If you want to see your information, then you can just type your GitHub username. Oh, not working. Let me go to pull request. Some of you. Let me go to Peter's friend. Peter, your username is this one, right? Just grab it here and see. Yeah, this is your credential. Actually, not credential. This is public information that everyone can see. That's why it is available here. So yeah, we can either have all the users here or only have specific users in this way. So this is the API which is already available to us. What we want to do is grab that API, grab this API on our React application, and use this API to create one app. Okay, that is like a GitHub Finder app, something like that. So just can you try getting all the results into React from this API first, and then we'll continue from here tomorrow. Do you think you can do that, everyone?
So what exactly you want us to do? Just use this API?
You want to create a state here. State, you
Oh,
can create a
state.
state. And in that state, for example, the state name is users. Let's say this is a state. This is not how we create a state, but let's assume this is a state. And in here, we will have all those users data stored. You need to store all the data coming from this URL, and you store all the data in this user variable, users variable. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just try to just first see here if that data is coming or not. GitHub.com, that is API, api.github.com /users, this one. This will give you all the data. You need to store that data in a React state. It's users. And just try to map it over using JavaScript function called map and show all those users in the browser as well. I think you can do that until that point. We have already seen those things in our sessions. What you have to do is grab this data in your React app first and display it in the browser one by one. Display the name. You can say number 1, number 2, number 3, and name of the user there, because name of the user is already available somewhere, right? Right, name of the user is available in this. Here you can see login name, maybe there may be some full name. So here is image as well. For example, if you want the image of this user, then you can just click here and grab that image. Okay, maybe you can try displaying image as well as username there. So what you need to do is number 1, username and image. Number 2, username and image. Number 3, username and image. You need to display it on the browser from your React app. Okay, can you think you can try it first?
Yeah, sure.
And then do it together tomorrow. Okay. All right, then let's end this session here for today. Do you have some questions for me, please? Any question?
Oh yeah, quick question. What's the name of the main branch?
It is main actually.
Is it just main or origin main?
It is. Oh, let's see. I think that may be slightly different as well. I have renamed it. Let's go and let's see. This is main, Peter. This is the main branch. Okay. Yeah, you have your other branch, other users branch here as well, but this is the main branch. Previously it was master, currently it is main. We'll rename in our VS Code as well while we're talking about GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more question, everyone? Okay, and did you understand your task for tomorrow, guys? Anybody, if you are confused, then I can explain it one more time if you want. You know what you need to do yourself for tomorrow? Yeah, just ask me. Okay, I may actually describe it in other ways sometimes, if you want. Okay, I think it's fine then. So let's end this session for today here then. I'll meet you tomorrow, guys. So thank you so much for joining me as well for such a long time. Yeah, it's hard to spend more hours sitting and coding, right? So yeah, thank you everyone. I'll meet you tomorrow. Have a good day. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you.